Okay, so hello everybody. This is Babies as usual. Today I'm doing something kind of different. I'm not showing you something specific. I'm not showing you how to build something. Well, I am per se. Wow, this. Okay. I don't know what my frame rate issue is, but I'm not showing you something specific per se. I'm just telling you it's a tutorial. I'm gonna bring you from being a beginner in Redstone to an intermediate. I'm going to do that by showing you different ways of utilizing them, and in the end the final product will be this. So this is a Jeb Door, not my design, but it's pretty basic, but it involves a lot of complex things. So before we get started, I just want to show you the basic premises of like different things that work. So it works by these 4 pistons pushing in these 2 pistons, and then those 2 pistons pushing out, and that's basically how it works. The main parts I want to talk about are different things, ways of powering blocks and that sort of thing. So I assume most of you know. Right now, I'm not starting at the very beginning, but I'm starting at, you know that redstone torches, redstone blocks, layers, and other things, and powered repeaters give out a power source at 15 blocks, that sort of thing. You know what power sources are, that sort of thing. I just want to run down some complex things so that you can build this without looking at a tutorial, so that you can build it on your own without having to think about it. So this Jeb Door has a different, uses these 4 pistons here, and then when those 2 close together, 4 pistons there and 1 on the other side. That's a very important part of it. I just want to show you basically how it works. So there's this, and that's how it's working. It looks pretty basic, but it's actually a lot more complex. A lot more stuff that's complex is going on here. It's using bud switches. Oops. Oh, my mouse. Okay, so this is a lot more complex than it looks. If you place 4 pistons, redstone dust on top, it will always work like this, but I just want to show you why it works like that. So if you go like this, you'll notice that those pistons don't change. I can place a block here to force update it, or, well, I messed that up, but look, if I power this, it works the same as if I just had a block here. That was probably really badly explained, but basically what this is using is it's using a bud switch. So a bud switch, in case you didn't see my video, is when a block is indirectly powered. Right now, this block, I'll just mark it in yellow for indirectly powered. Green, or in this case the white, is directly powered. So indirectly powered blocks right here, anything on the indirectly powered block, right here, and behind here, and those are indirectly powered blocks. They're not being directly powered by a power source like redstone dust, but they have power. And the way that this works is pistons respond to indirectly powered blocks. So if I turn this on, nothing will happen. It will only work if there's an update to it. Now, since there was an update, it could respond to the power, and it was the indirectly powered block. So here's the idea behind this. It uses indirectly powered blocks. So in this case, these pistons right here, the ones marked with yellow, are the indirectly powered pistons. And these ones are being powered, or these are directly powered. They're directly powered. These 2 pistons are directly powered from these power blocks. The indirectly powered ones are being powered by those pistons, or the space in between, whatever. The way that it works is, if you look at this, it doesn't work at first. I have to update it. What's happening when I do this, when I click on this lever, this piston is being powered, and it's being also indirectly powered, which can power this indirectly, but nothing will happen unless it's updated. When this goes out, it's updating this block, so it will go out too. And that's basically mimics what I was just doing right there, but it does it instantaneously, or in the parameters of 0 ticks, but that's way more advanced than I want to get to in this video. But basically, the top piston is updating the bottom piston at the same tick. There are 4 ticks, I think, in a game, something, or in a second, something like that. And so, I don't know what that is. Okay, so here's another thing that I wanted to talk about, because I utilized this trick during that. Why is this block and this block not powered? I'm going to just show you what are power blocks. So, look, this isn't even being indirectly powered. You might wonder why. Look, there's redstone facing into it, and there's redstone going into this block. This block should be directly powered. This block should be directly powered too, to be completely honest. But there's some weird things with redstone, especially concerning pistons. So pistons are transparent blocks, which means that redstone can pass through them. If I put another block here, like this green block, it's going to cut off the signal. But pistons are transparent, so the signal can pass through them. But what that also means is that the signal needs to be going directly into the piston. So when, so right now this redstone dust is powering this block, and this redstone dust is powering this block. This is super powered. Like, even if I remove that, it would still work. But right here, you notice how there's no block underneath, and it's adjacent to this redstone dust. Right here, they look exactly the same. So why is this one being powered and this one's not? So the redstone dust is being directly routed into here, and if you look this way, it's being directly routed into here too. However, when this staircase is going up, it has nowhere to go but into the piston. When the staircase is going down, the redstone dust takes priority of powering this below, and it forgets about the piston, basically. So that's just a little trick that you can use. If you don't want to power a block, you can power a piston. You can just use a little staircase and it won't work. So I have a better example of this over here. So if I had this and I powered it, it's powering these 2 blocks. Like, this is like what it would be powering next to it. So if this was this, green is powered. That's fully powered. Both of those blocks are fully powered. No matter where I put a piston on here, right there, oops, I just destroyed it, whatever, but you get the point. Right here is the same. Power right here, it doesn't have power right there, but I can get back to that in a second. But basically, all force, well, for for everything except for, that's right here, like, everything except for the top section of the redstone dust is powered, which basically means that this is entirely powered. For here, it's not quite the same. As you can see from the diagram on the left, this is not the same as powered as this. So here's the thing I was talking about before. I can put a block here, a piston there, and it's not going to work, but I can put a piston here and it will work. And it's because of the same thing I was talking about over there. Because of the staircase takes priority over the piston in the game's mind. Now, another thing that I'm going to talk about, or that really you should know, is pistons and other blocks are not powered from dust. They are only powered from dust. Dust only powers, dust only powers these blocks. So here's my dust. It's powering that green block below it. It's powering that block right there. That block right there. And basically on the side, but it's not powering the top one, and it's not even indirectly powering the top one. It just sort of think of it like this. Since this is on the ground, it can't reach the ceiling. So it can reach right here, it can reach right here, reach right here, because it's all sharing a side at the bottom, if you see that. But it doesn't ever touch the top block. It's not exactly how it works, but that's just basic way to explain it. So nothing is powered by the top of redstone dust. So that being said, I'm probably just going to get into how this works. So Oh no. I don't know how to do this. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to get into building this and try and show you each different parts of it, and if I missed anything, I'll go over it. So there's 4 pistons right here. These 4 pistons, this is the main component of this. These 4 pistons are going to be powered by this little contraption right here, right? Okay, I'm having so much trouble scrolling. So, power on power. That's the main. So if you have a wall right here, this is basically where your wall is. This is how the main. This is basically what you're trying to do. But you also want to move it to the side, and that's the other part of this. So when you're moving something to the side, if your wall is right here, remember, then you can have pistons right here. Now these pistons, you want to pull these 2 blocks out and these 2 blocks out so that you can go through. Right? That's the premise of the Jeb Door. And it's going to be hard for me to do this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so as you know, or at least you should, this is slightly more advanced than I wanted it to be. Pistons extend one, and these are sticky pistons. They can pull back a block from one away. So that's what we're doing right here. My frames are dead. I'm so sorry. So anyways, oh gosh. Okay, there we go. So that's how you want to. What we're trying to do is we're trying to pull these 2, this quartz block and this piston out sideways. These 2 things, they need to receive power from one thing. So when you're building a redstone contraption, normally you want to make everything go into one outlet. Like one button can do a lot of things. That's the sort of same thing that you want like anything to do. So you want, when you push a lever, you want these 2 retract and then those to pull it out. That sort of thing. So we can use, to pull these out, we can use the same concept. So here's our levers. See? Same thing as before. Time, set, day. Okay. And same on this side. Now, so we can pull them out, pull them back. Now, if we have all power of these, you notice that it doesn't work. That's another really important thing. A powered piston, this is something I forgot to go over. A powered piston, so if this piston is powered, it cannot be pulled by another piston, which is one of the main problems when people are trying to build piston doors. They can't just pull an unpowered piston. You have to wait for this one to retract and then you can pull it. So it has to be in one block area. So that's the same thing that this works. So if I just, since this is all powered or whatever, it's all happy, I'm just going to connect it all just because I can, right? And then I'm going to power, right, let's just say in the middle. This is like about the middle. Oops. Okay, let's just get this out here. Don't worry about what I'm doing right now. It's just like some redstone glitching. Okay, so anyway, this, look, if you look at this, congratulations, it pulled the pistons back and stuff like that, but it didn't pull the blocks back. And that's not very good, because if you have your wall right here, you know, nothing opens. So that's pretty useless. So the idea, but those pistons are being pulled, as you can see. But it's not quite what you think is happening. I wish I could like slow this down. As you see, like a block is being pulled right here. That's this block right here. Watch again. So right there, that block and that block, they're being pulled. Now the reason for this is at exactly the same time everything is unpowering. These blocks are unpowering and they're being pulled to the side because they're being in the state of being unpowered. But the the game sort of forgets which block it's trying to pull and will pull the one next to it. It won't pull it on the top. It's just a weird situation that I don't really need to explain to you guys. But what you need to do is you need to use repeaters. So as you know, or at least you should, repeaters are used for timing. So if we try this, yeah, it's getting better, but some weird stuff happened yet again. Just because. So the basic rule of thumb, oh my goodness, the basic rule of thumb for pulling in pistons is 2 ticks. So see, it works nicely. So if you want a piston to retract and stuff like that, so if you want a piston, I'll just model it over here. If you want a piston to retract, if it's extended, it's easiest if it's pulled 2 ticks later. So let's just say it's like this block right here. I hope you understand what I'm doing right now. So I'm powering this piston, right? Now, if I want to pull this piston back away from, like, backwards, right here, and I want to extend it and pull it, I'm going to try and, oops, grab it. Oh no, I'm losing all my stuff. So, let's change this to a lever. See how it works? It's pulling the piston back as well. But if you have anything less than 2 ticks, so 1 tick, doesn't work. They both just redraw, because this piston is still being pulled back while it's trying to. 2 ticks works. 3 ticks and 4 ticks, anything greater than 2 ticks works. It's just 2 ticks is the fastest. So 2 ticks is the rule of thumb. And that's basically all there is to this. Now, the main part is trying to figure out how to power this. So how do you power something from right here? I mean, you could put it anywhere. Let's say, yeah, you can put it anywhere. Most people like it right here because it's more hidden. So, as you should know, this is being fully powered. This block can be powered. Now, this block is being powered, and that will power that piston when I go like this, which is not ideal. Actually, it's really not ideal at all. So, we can use that little trick that we had. Boom, look at that. It's not being powered because right here, as you can see, there's a staircase. Now, right here, if you don't want your tunnel really messed up, whatever, you can just do differently. But I'm just going to do this for now. So, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how invert torches. So, when a power source directly goes into a torch, the torch becomes inverted, which means that it turns off. Normally, torches are in an on state. So that's what happens right here. Look, as you can see, look, right here, unpowered, powered torch. If I switch this, then this is being unpowered, which means that's being powered, which means this is being unpowered. And if I just connect it right here, this is being powered going into this. So that means that when I flip this lever, voila. And that is, hopefully, if you rewatch this video a couple times and you pick up on some of the tricks and basically how bud switching and stuff like that works, and you apply it to different things. So I can make just about anything with just these 3 basic rules with pistons. So if I wanted to pull a block back and then pull it back again, so let's say, I don't know, whatever you want to do, another door, pulling a door back or something like that, another thing like this, hidden, it doesn't really matter. An elevators can be applied to this. All you need to do, a piston elevator that is, all you need to do is apply these concepts of bud powering. 2 ticks is a major rule, 2 ticks for retracting pistons. This like little unpowering and powering thing. If you really understand how like these different concepts work, then you can make just about everything. The 2 tick rule is probably the most important rule there is when it comes to piston retraction. So that's about it for today. I hope this video helped you have a deeper understanding of redstone. Yeah, so if there's any comments or anything that anybody else wants me to run over, just let me know. Thank you.